starting off on a good day because of course it's Sunday, my favorite day of the week, but it's Father's Day. This is different than Get Ready With Me that I normally do on Sundays, but it is currently raining. So it has been a fast morning. I have not had time to watch House of Hope Atlanta at all. But I also celebrate Pastor Smith on Father's Day today as well. He is the father of 2 sons, but as it relates to me personally in my life, Pastor Smith has always been at the top of the list for me when it comes to my favorite preachers. The way that he teaches, preaches, and guides and cares is something that I am grateful to experience and be a part of, even though it's been like on a screen my entire life. The ability he has to just reach people wherever he is, both in church and people watching online every week, is what keeps me coming back. Growing up, he's had this uncle type of role in my life as a pastor. And if we're being completely honest, many of the hymns that I know now and love is because of my exposure to his ministry. And it's just things like that that you'll never forget. I did not watch House of Hope, like I said, but I will be putting in a special little video dedicated to my dad to continue the celebration.
No one in a million, and I got to be yours. The love that you gave me came from another, passed down to me from the Heavenly Father, who chose me as his daughter. Our souls are forever tied together through tears and all the laughter. You love me like no other. You say I'm the center of your whole wide world. I'll always be my daddy's girl.
6 hours later.
We are back home from church now. As y'all can see, I am in complete chill mode. Took all my makeup off, put my hair back. But yeah, we had a great time celebrating Dad, and I wanted to come back on and just share this because I've been thinking about it off and on. And anyways, this day 5 years ago, my Meemaw passed away, and I love her so much and I miss her with all my heart. I really don't remember much of her like I do PopPop because I was 12 years old when she passed away, and I was also going through major physical challenges as a result of my scoliosis diagnosis, while she was also dying from cancer in the same year, which hindered me from spending time with Meemaw in just multiple failing health conditions. But she still means the world to me, and I find myself still doing things like she did, like she taught me cleaning the bathtub with Comet powder. It's just life things that you don't ever forget. And this side-by-side picture gets me every time because I stole PopPop's heart, but I stole Meemaw's face for sure. But yeah, I think about her from time to time, but she is definitely still my queen and in my heart forever. I just remember everything about this day. It literally all came back this morning when I was thinking about it. It was a Sunday. It was actually Father's Day 2019, a Sunday morning. And I remember my dad told me, this is how he announced it to me. He was like, Meemaw has been sick for a long time, and you knew that a sad day could possibly be coming, and today is that day. Your Meemaw's gone. And he was like, do you understand? And I said yes. And it's just crazy to think that that day was today 5 years ago. Like, I remember going to church and holding back tears because nobody knew what had happened yet except for just my parents and I, and of course PopPop. And so with both PopPop and Meemaw being pastors, you definitely have to kind of drop information quickly because word travels so fast. It is so unreal. People literally stood on their porch on my grandparents' street, watched my grandparents being carried out to either get on an ambulance or in the back of a hearse, and then go back in their houses once they pull off and call people that know our family and tell them. Like, that's one of the things that I so greatly despised about just personal family struggles and moments, because those people know good and well they wouldn't like it done to them, especially when you just want to have a quiet mourning period where only a few people know in your close circle of friends and family. and you can actually attempt to wrap your mind around what has happened and also start making plans without the whole public being in your face. I literally remember exactly how my dad publicly announced it. He said, today on Father's Day, my mom went to be with her Heavenly Father. Like, the most perfect, beautifully yet heartbreaking way to say it. And the way that we just broke in tears, like, shattered me completely. That was by far the saddest Father's Day ever. Like, even the dinner table was dead silent when we went to go eat for Father's Day. We all just heard this noise and chatter and laughter and celebration. But in the back of my mind, I was in a standstill trying to celebrate my hero that means so much to me while I've lost a queen, and my heart is breaking. And so I will never forget what today means to me. And yes, I am so very happy about Father's Day today, but I had to talk about my queen before the day ended. Y'all, when I say this week 5 years ago was literally the most traumatizing, hardest, heartbreaking week for my family, it was so weird. On your favorite day of the week, on Father's Day, losing your Meemaw, like crazy. Then on that Monday, leaving Florida to go to Alabama for my scoliosis surgery. Tuesday, getting surgery. Then spending the rest of that week in the hospital. Saturday was PopPop's birthday. The first birthday that I wasn't with him. The first birthday without Meemaw. And he spent his birthday planning Meemaw's funeral, and that literally broke me in half. Like, I remember being in the hospital, sitting in the bed, and I asked my dad, what is PopPop doing? And he was like, he's planning your Meemaw's funeral. And I just remembered the weight of how heavy this week felt, and just all of the emotions going into it, just being away from home, being away from family, being away from the support system when you have just lost somebody that means so much to you. And it was so difficult because it was like this, I need this surgery, but I don't want to leave home because I've just experienced loss and all of my family is here, And so this week was definitely one of those weeks where I was processing nothing that was happening. Like, right now, this time, 5 years ago, I was at PopPop's house. And that was the first time I had walked in the house and Meemaw was gone. And it was so hard to be happy. And I remember walking in and seeing PopPop, and we gave him his gifts and everything. And, he was like, I'm glad you're here. And then, he took a nice long pause and he said, what happened to Meemaw, right? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, okay. And, that was just kind of it. And so we just spent time with PopPop and just let him know how much we love him. And it was very hard to leave PopPop. And, especially right before you're going to leave for surgery, it's just like, you're worried about you and you need the surgery, but you're worried about PopPop because, Meemaw, that's his wife, the love of his life. Like, is he going to hold up okay? Even though he was very, very heartbroken, he still wanted us to celebrate Father's Day with him because it brought some joy and kind of alleviated his mind from everything that was going on. And we gave him his bishop robe, and we were able to restore it from the hurricane, and we got it cleaned for him and just gave it back to him. And we know that that's a very special garment for him, because especially for him being in the role of being a bishop, being a leader, a pastor, like that specific piece of clothing is very, very important to him. And so we knew how much he would love to have that back and restored and cleaned and brand new and just look nice again. And now it's emotional looking back, because the same thing that we gave back to him is what he was buried in. So the exact same picture that you guys have seen in PopPop's robe is the exact same way that he looked in the casket. This is all how Father's Day and Meemaw and PopPop all just go together because of the events that occurred. And it's just so crazy being 5 years later and how the calendar has flipped back around again and all of the days match what happened again. It's very, very weird. But yeah, today has just been an up and down day. It's been a day of reflection, gratitude, celebration, just a lot of things. Happy Tuesday, guys. I skipped yesterday because it was my chill day and there was nothing going on yesterday besides Vacation Bible School at a local church. If y'all tuned into last weekend recap, y'all know every Monday in June I am helping out with VBS. So that was yesterday's activity for me and just getting out the house in general. So I am currently helping one of my unbiological aunties who is a teacher move into her new classroom. The school that she's teaching at now is literally down the street from my house, not that far. So she just came and got me this morning and we came down here and we've just been unpacking and putting things where she wants them. And currently right now, as you guys can see, I'm putting up her books in her cabinet. It has been very fun spending the morning with my auntie because we rarely get the time to hang together outside of church. We always know that we're going to see each other on Sundays, but it is an extra special treat when you get in, multiple days a week other than just Sunday. And 2024 for me is not just about me recovering from everything that has happened in my life as a whole, but also just quality time with friends and family. And I truly enjoy those times. I get to be with my family and we just get to do stuff together. So in the last week of junior year weekend recap, y'all saw a glimpse of me helping my teacher move. Over the course of time, we've helped so many people move classrooms, offices, and just about everything. So I love doing that. And also, as you're unpacking and cleaning, you get to talk, laugh, and chat and just make so many good memories. So I'm going to be here for a couple more hours with my auntie, helping her out. And then we are going to lunch and that will be the end of our little work day here. And I'll come back home. My unbiological auntie and I have such a special bond. She was actually my teacher in children's church for several years before I moved up to the teenage class, which was obviously way before me becoming media director now. But she is so fun to be around. She just has this heart of gold. Her love and support has stuck with me since day one. She's known me all of my life and I just love her so much and I'm happy I got to come help her out. If y'all could see how it looked walking in here versus how it looks now, we have made some amazing progress in this room and she said I get to come back and help her decorate. So, of course I'm down for that. So that's just a little glimpse of my morning, but that's not all that's happening today as a whole and I'm really excited. So make sure y'all stay tuned.
Later.
Hey guys, I am back from lunch with my auntie. We had Panera bread, super good. She brought me back home and I got changed because tonight I am celebrating something very special with my parents. Today is my 5th Spineaversary. 5 years ago today, I had scoliosis surgery. It is crazy to think that it's been that long. It's been such a journey, adventure, whirlwind, roller coaster, like just about everything else you could think of and imagine when it comes to this journey as big as mine. What's really special about this year is that this past year has actually been the most decent year. I won't say that it's been the best because for me personally, and I can say this because I've been through it, this journey is still ongoing and every year goes on and you feel, a little bit better. And yes, I've had a couple doctor's appointments, an ER scare thrown in there, and of course still lots of muscle spasms and nerve issues. But as a whole, it's been really good. And another reason why my 5th year means so much to me is because 5 symbolizes the number of grace. And it is by God's grace that I was given the opportunity to survive this surgery, as well as also not be paralyzed from it, which is a very huge thing. And I posted a little bit about that today in my Instagram post and story. Last weekend recap, I took my Spineaversary pictures and I told y'all that y'all had to wait until this weekend recap episode to see them on my actual special day. They look so good. So here you guys go. The audio you guys just heard is the outro of one of my favorite songs ever that has been a part of this scoliosis journey. It's called This Far by Zacardi Cortez, which y'all know is like a favorite when it comes to male vocalists and gospel artists, featuring my favorite singer, Mignon Bolton. This is an unreleased song actually, but it's on YouTube, and it's not on like streaming platforms, like music streaming platforms, but it's on YouTube. And I would listen to this song every single day. I mean, get up, listen to it. Get ready, listening to it. At school, listening to it. Leaving school, going to physical therapy, and just pretty much all the time since it dropped. Like, it's just a very special song. And the lyrics are very motivational. And when you have two of your favorite artists and vocalists singing this song, and the lyrics also mean so much, it does something to you. I love how my pictures turned out. My dad is always my photographer. He takes the best pictures of me. I love my selfies, but when my dad has the camera and he gets like head to toe shots, he's a real one. But I also love the pictures with my teddy bear. It's very special to me for many reasons. If you look in my pictures of me in the hospital, actually, you will see that teddy bear multiple times. That teddy bear that's my childhood, and it's been with me from beginning to end. I mean, from every step of the way, like when I was rolled into the operating room, when I was in surgery, knocked out for like 5 to 8 hours, when I got like 30 minutes of sleep, in between, beeping noises of loud monitors and machines, just my emotional support. And it's also a very important piece of the journey that I had to include in these photos. Today is a good day, although what happened to me was by far the most traumatizing experience physically. It saved my life, and I cannot imagine living the rest of my life in a terrible condition with a curved spine. That would have been so much worse. And I'm also just very grateful for the amazing team of nurses, surgeons, and my pediatric orthopedic Christian doctor who took the best care of me the entire time. All of those people they made it the smoothest process that it could have possibly been, beyond the existing and natural concern that you have when you have, a major surgery like this. My friends and family have also been amazing, the absolute sweetest. I still have all of the cards that people sent me. It's in this box that's in my room, and those little notes and reminders of, just people that were praying for me and thinking of me during that time was just so special. And the support has been so amazing. And even still now, since then, throughout the past 5 years, people still checking in, still supporting. And that just means the world to me. I really could go on and on about my gratitude because I keep thinking of more and more things, but I'll stop here for now. I have had my hair up pretty much the entire day, but I think I'm going to wear it down tonight at dinner. So I'm going to go curl my hair.
3 hours later.
I decided to change my fit. I was going to wear what I was wearing earlier. My pictures are in this dress. It just makes sense to wear it today. I got my hair curled. Love it. I love the swoop on this side, and then I love my little twist I did.
6 hours later.
We are back home. Everything about today has been amazing. With today being my Spineaversary, of course, there is still trauma that no one fully understands unless they've been through it themselves, through something like that. And I have had very intrusive thoughts throughout the day, about how life would have been had I not been here, or had I been paralyzed. I wouldn't have met my siblings or best friends, and I can't imagine life without them now, and I wouldn't have experienced high school. There's so many things that I would have never experienced had Satan had his way. And when you think about what should have happened, it puts you in the position of being grateful that it didn't happen. I shared my story today on social media, and it was, of course, more for me than anybody else, and just for memories to celebrate a special day in my life that means so much to me. I was not expecting a whole lot of commotion. I never do, but the way my people showed out today, just the love and support had me very, very speechless. So today's been good. I'm so happy. I'm also tired. So I'm going to sleep and I'll see y'all tomorrow for hopefully Bible study. Happy Wednesday, happy Juneteenth as well. Before we even step into Bible study, I must say the way that y'all showed up and out for my Spineaversary yesterday was complete insanity. Thank you guys so much. Truly from the bottom of my heart, I was not expecting it to be anything special for anybody else, to be completely honest. But you guys celebrated me, celebrated with me. My Instagram went crazy at dinner last night. It was insane. And when we left dinner and went to go get ice cream, I checked my Instagram and it was just blowing up like crazy. My social media is like my life diary in a sense. So if anything, it's more for me to post like pictures and different moments with my close circle more than it is for y'all. But that really just blew me away yesterday. Thank you guys once again. I'm just grateful that my story has been a blessing to so many, and that's really the ultimate goal. So getting into House of Hope Atlanta Bible study, it's always good. Pastor Smith is still on his Church Don't Kill My Vibe series. Last weekend recap, y'all saw part 1, the highlights from that. And then today is part 2, all about Christian liberties and the difference between what is profane and what is sacred as it relates to dancing. Now, as a church girl, this series has definitely been blessing me beyond measure because, yes, I am a Christian who sincerely and deeply loves God with all my heart. And I've been a church girl forever and, you know, all that stuff. And this is my life. But I also like to have fun outside of church. But that doesn't make me any less of a Christian for wanting to have fun and doing it in a way that does not steer me from the faith or Christianity. So let's watch the highlights from today's lesson.
One of the things we want to talk about today is this whole world between the sacred, the secular, and even what it means to dance. You know, there are people who believe that dancing is wrong. Dancing and listening to music, we're going to talk about that, you know, and during this time of celebration. But what does the Bible say about dancing? I've been told, I've heard many people say that you shouldn't even dance, that dancing is a sin, that dancing is worldly, that dancing is secular, and that once our minds are renewed and once we give our hearts to God, that we all present our bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is our reasonable service. And so they would suggest, how can I give God a holy body and yet at the same time use that body for dancing? And there are people who see dancing negatively. And so I want to kind of talk about that today. It has affected us because now we see some things as profane, certain places as profane. This is what is supposed to be to the Lord, and this is what is for everybody else. That type of teaching is so embedded in what we do, but it also gave justification to some of the actions that have been perpetrated on people that were horrible. People have the view, when I come into God's house, then there's a certain reverence that I can have to God in God's house, but I don't have to have the same reverence for God in my automobile. So this dichotomy is very interesting. You know, certain things you don't listen to in church, at weddings. Now, you can listen to a love song at a wedding reception as long as it's in a reception hall. But we're going to talk about more than next week. But I'm just trying to show this dichotomy of profane versus sacred versus profane. All right? You can't say that because you're in God's house. Or you can't listen to this because you're in God's house. Or you can't act this way because you're in God's house. God's house is off limits. And I think what it has done for me that is problematic theologically, I think it has created this whole notion that some things are appropriate. It's almost as if sin is geographically confined. And I do believe that there is a reverence we should have for God. I do believe there's a regard and a reverential adoration that we should have to God. I think the problem comes when we have this dichotomy that makes it seems that some things are acceptable or even appropriate or even sinful in one place and not sinful in another. I think that's the challenge I have, even a time to dance. So as we delve into this topic of celebration from a biblical perspective, we're going to ask certain questions. Can a Christian turn up? And what does that mean? Because, turn up is relative. What's turn up for one person may be certainly not a turn up for another. But we're talking about turn up with things that are not evil, not sinful, not wicked. Can a Christian have a good time outside of church? And can a Christian dance? Can a Christian dance on vacation or dance at a wedding rehearsal? Is dancing sinful? All right? Now, dancing is a universal language that transcends boundaries. It connects individuals through rhythmic movements and expressive gestures. In the realm of the Christian faith, dance has always played a significant role as a form of bodily expression used in praise, worship, and celebration. Is there something wrong with dancing? And I know that some of you think this is a really silly topic, but you'd be surprised how many people believe that being entertained or going to a concert or cutting a rug, as the old folk would say, that something is wrong with that. All right? Dancing also is something that is juxtaposed with weeping, juxtaposed with mourning, highlighting the balance of emotions and experiences that help shape our physical and spiritual journey and the need to really embrace and be comfortable with both joy and sorrow. Very, very powerful. Jeremiah 31:13 talks about how God can turn mourning into dancing. It's a divine transformation. God's promises to turn mourning into dancing symbolizes his power to bring healing, restoration, and comfort to those who are grieving or in distress. Dancing is considered to be the redemption and joy through the imagery of dancing. So Jeremiah conveys the theme of redemption and also the hope of experiencing joy and celebration, even in the midst of trials and tribulations. So this whole dancing idea in the Bible is to juxtapose the different and various emotions that we may have as believers. Now, so dancing in this context is all based upon our response to God in worship. Some may see that as more secular. But the question I want to ask today is, what about dancing with family and friends? Some of my family members were not allowed to go to the dance or to a prom or anywhere where dancing took place because they felt that to dance anywhere that was not for God meant that you weren't worshiping. And it also had something to do with music that we'll talk about in the coming weeks. There isn't a scripture that says thou shalt not dance, thou shalt not have a good time. Dancing is a Christian liberty. Now, I believe there's certain things that can come along with dancing, certain things that may, certain gyrations that may be overly provocative or over stimulating. I believe that some things like that's a whole different ball game. I believe there can be moderation. I think sometimes people can go too far to do things that may be suggestive or too exploitive or that perhaps can cause somebody to stumble. That's a different kind of conversation. There are levels in everything. Everything we do, we should do it in moderation. But to suggest that just because I'm not dancing to James Cleveland or Kurt Franklin means I'm sinful, I believe that's inconsistent and not supported by the scriptures. We try to impose dogma and legalism on people that's in the name of something that God never intended.
Very good discussion and lesson today about Christian liberties and exercising them wisely and being able to dissect and decipher, what to do, what not to do, how far we should go, and being mindful of what we do and how it affects our relationship with God. And I'm just loving this series so much. Very, very good. Happy Thursday, good people. It is a great day. We are getting out of the house. My dad is taking me to Crumble today. We were going to go on Tuesday for my Spineaversary, but then I wanted ice cream, and I'm not someone who eats like a lot of sweets at one time, and I didn't want to overdo it. So I asked my dad if we could just wait until today for Crumble because I knew we would have Bible study last night. So that's the plan for today. We've got a great weekend coming up because a wedding will be taking place. The last thing y'all saw on this channel closest to a wedding was my parents' vow renewal back in the Maid of Honor edition of Weekend Recap, which was August 2023. So last year, two of my favorite people are getting married on Saturday. I am beaming, so very happy. I won't say who's getting married, but these two mean so much to me. They have known me like pretty much my entire life, and just the bond that we have has been a saving grace in my life. I am ready to party this wedding. God only knows how long I've been waiting on this. This is a union where you know it's meant to be, like forever love. I am so excited. So tomorrow the real work begins with wedding rehearsal. We are just doing whatever we can to make this day easy, smooth, blissful, and perfect for the bride and groom. My mom has been in charge of almost everything, so she's basically wedding coordinator. My dad's officiating, and I'm helping out with other stuff here and there. So my family has our hands deep in a busy weekend, and today is that calm before the storm. Now, you guys know that Tuesday was a pretty big day for me with my Spineaversary and all that. And as you guys know and saw all over my social media feed, I posted a little bit of my story and my journey to celebrate my special day with you guys. And I got on Instagram and got this notification that 50 people liked my post. I was not expecting that at all. I actually did not tell y'all this, but I was a little nervous to post my Spineaversary. To be completely honest, I don't know why, but to see the reactions, the responses, and just the support and encouragement from so many of my close friends and family made it all worth it and just made all of the nerves go away. And I'm just grateful that my story has been a blessing to so many these past 48 hours.
Later.
I'm enjoying this quiet house. I'm probably gonna do some laundry, get some stuff done, who knows, or work on some content stuff for the channel for the next coming weeks. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have time to do both. Don't know what this evening's plans are with my parents, so we'll see. But yeah, I had a fun morning with my dad, went to Crumble. Then we went to Five Below actually, and I was able to get some cool stuff like chargers and different things for the car, sunscreen because it's summertime, and just buy, you know, some cool and cute little knickknacks. And plus my parents, siblings, and I, all 5 of us, we are going on family vacation in just 18 days. I am so excited. Every single week, me and my brother and my sister, we talk about, you know, all the fun we're gonna have, and we are just so excited. But yeah, and then for lunch, I got Chick-fil-A, of course. So, yeah, it's been a great morning. Nothing has gone wrong. It's just been perfect.
A few moments later.
I am doing a little clothing haul. For the past couple of weeks, my mom and I have just been out and about at different places like Old Navy, Bell's Outlet, Walmart, Ross, all sorts of stores, and we have just been racking up on clothes for the summer. And I decided to do a clothing haul showing you guys what I got from where, and also help out the girls a little bit if you need, you know, some more summer clothing options. Okay guys, so first is Walmart. I am not a huge Walmart clothing shopper, but you know, there are some times where they do have good stuff like dresses, tops, shoes even. So I'm going to show you guys what I got from Walmart. I love shopping specifically the Time and True section because their dresses, like, amazing brand for dresses. They are so breathable. This is sleeveless, but it's still got that tank top like feel, but it's like a whole dress, and it has pockets too. We love pockets, okay? Girls go crazy for that. But anyways, I love it. It's navy blue. Looks black on the screen, but it's really navy blue. And then I got the same design, but same size, but in a different color. So here's the cream or tan or whatever. And then lastly, I saw these actually on TikTok. It was on, another girl was wearing this on TikTok, and I was like, So I just so happened to find them in my Walmart too. These 4th of July pajamas are so cute. Here's the top right here, my shorts. So it's like a matching set. So I'm definitely going to be wearing these. You will see me wear these during the 4th of July edition of Weekend Recap. Probably I'm going to put these on right before we watch the fireworks on the balcony. So yeah, definitely cannot wait to wear these for 4th of July. So that's what I got from Walmart. Next is Old Navy. I love going to Old Navy specifically for tank tops and t-shirts, solid color and striped, sometimes polka dot as well. But yeah, I just love the stripe polka dot. You guys always see me with that. Like, I just love consistent patterns with mine. I don't like a whole lot of graphics. But yeah, so I got me some more tank tops, very comfy, stretchy, breathable. Love the material. Got peach, baby blue, and just to show you guys how overboard I go with their tank tops, I mean, I pretty much think that I have every color except pink and purple, honestly, or red. But I have this pond green that I wear frequently. I have this one that I wear, this other blue one. Then I just have another blue one, and then I have a gray one, a black one. I have it in almost every color that they have. So that's everything I got from Old Navy. Then I went to Bell's Outlet. My mom and I did a whole shopping spree. We literally filled up the entire basket with both of our stacks of clothes that we got. But I love this cute little pajama set. Definitely will be wearing this on vacation that I told you guys about earlier. So love this. Then I got another bathing suit because I only have that one that you always see me wear. So I got this one, pretty cute. I love the design on it. I don't like crazy designs like I just told you guys. And then I got this blue solid color one. So yeah, those are two new swimsuits, bathing suits to add to the mix for this summer. And then I have, y'all know me, I love stripes, as I've already told you guys. And then they have buttons on the sleeves. Love, love, love. Pretty much all of my new threads, different things like that. But like I said, favorite places to shop for summer clothes: Walmart, Old Navy, Bell's Outlet. Sometimes Bell's Outlet, I'm very limited on what I buy from Bell's Outlet because it's mostly crop tops and I don't wear a whole lot of crop tops. I actually don't wear crop tops at all. That's just a part of my conviction as far as modesty goes. But yeah, those are just some of my favorite places that I've been shopping from recently. We have a busy day today. I got my hair done. As you guys can tell, I just put it up in that little headband hair type of style. I like doing this because I still like to have my hair down, but like out of my face as well. Got my hair done, nails are done, toes are also done. So glad to have all of the self-care things out the way for this weekend. Currently right now we are at the venue setting up just a little bit. We're putting on table covers, chair covers, that sort of thing, getting all of that out the way so we don't have to do all that tomorrow. And later tonight we have rehearsal, so
Later.
Endless and eternal, just as the circle has no beginning and no end. At this time, the couple will receive the union.
6 hours later.
rehearsal went great. Everything went smooth. Hopefully tomorrow will go just as smooth as the rehearsal did today. I am eating a little bit of my crumble cookie right now. I got Nilla Bean cupcake. Tastes so good. I'm about to wrap it up on my laptop, finish eating some of my cookie. I still have some left over, but eat as much as I want for right now, and then I'm going to hit the shower, hit the bed, and be ready to help decorate tomorrow. Hey guys, it's wedding day. Finishing up my breakfast. Anyways, we are here. We are about to decorate or finish decorating. Makeup already done. Wanted to get that done with you guys so I wouldn't have to do it here. And the last thing I need to do is hair.
Later.
A lot different than how y'all last saw me have my hair curled. I did not have my hair curled earlier. It was not done actually because I wanted to do it at the venue. I have a pain patch because my neck shoulder is deciding it wants to act up, so yay. Another thing to tackle before church tomorrow. Just amazing. But anyways, the wedding was amazing. It was so beautiful, so special. Just to get to be a part of the bride and groom's special day was just incredible. Just to help them set up and decorate and make the place look how they wanted it to be with their colors, and them trusting us to do that. Like, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all who got married. It was my other set of godparents. Y'all know I have 3 sets of godparents. I have my main godparents, my out-of-town godparents, and then these godparents that just got married today. So I have 3 lovely sets of godparents. So that is my last set of godparents. I'm only having 3. But their wedding was just so amazing. I am such a proud goddaughter just to get to be there and to stand behind both of them because they are now a team. They are married. I remember like earlier today just going back and forth between the bride room, the groom room, and just making sure both of them were good and ready to go for their special day and making sure that they were excited and happy and ready. And so it was just great to be in the room. And I remember just getting to spend those last few moments with my godmom and just be in the same room as her and get her ready and just, you know, stuff like that. And just those moments that you have before you, you know, see her walk down the aisle, and then just making sure my goddad's ready and everything like that. And so, yeah, they were both pretty hyped for today and just pretty excited about their special day. And I'm grateful that we were able to make this day just really special for them. They have been literally my parents' right hand in everything. I mean, my goddad has been there like forever. Both of them. So my goddad, you know, he's just been a very intricate part of my family's life. I mean, he's my dad's assistant pastor, like right hand man and everything. And you know, my goddad, he was there when I got surgery. He came to the hospital to see me. He was there for my baptism. I mean, every single thing. He's never missed a moment. And then my godmom, you know, joined in as well and has just been the absolute sweetest and so supportive and has never missed a moment either. So, you know, to be able to give back to them and be there for one of the biggest days of their lives, like, this is just, to me, like, that is very fulfilling. So we have successfully made it through wedding day. My plan is to go home, get changed, because we have some family in town. Of course, you know, when you have weddings, family comes from everywhere. But I'm going to go home, get changed, get cute, because I'm going to dinner. After dinner, going home, going to lay in my bed, shower, go to sleep, get ready for church tomorrow. Today couldn't have been more perfect. I'm so excited about how today turned out, and they both were just very appreciative and grateful that we were there, and I wouldn't have missed it for anything. Happy Sunday. I feel like I was just saying that because I literally just did. Lord have mercy. What a week it has been. It was definitely a late Sunday getting to church, just like I called it. So yeah, got to church, and then the Wi-Fi decided it wanted to act a fool. So it was a wild morning, but everything turned out to be great, and we still live stream today, so I ain't mad because as a whole, it's been a great weekend. I caught House of Hope a little late today, obviously, but turns out I tuned in just in time for what happened to be my favorite part of service today, which was Greg Kirkland preaching. If y'all know, Uncle Greg is honestly one of my favorite male artists, singers, and worship leaders like to ever exist, but to see him in his preaching element today, oh my word. The relationship and brotherhood between Pastor Smith and Uncle Greg is very, very important and special to me, and is also crucial for the functionality and history of House of Hope in its entirety. Like, Uncle Greg has been a part of House of Hope Atlanta for like 17 years. So by the time I came up in House of Hope Atlanta, Greg was already like right there along with Pastor Smith. To be able to see his trial sermon today after all these years later is so special.
Which child are you? Now, we're in a series called Church Don't Kill My Vibe, right? And in essence, all of this is church on church crime, right? That's what we're dissecting. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with how church folks oftentimes beat up on other church folks. And they use the Bible to do it. They use religion to do it, right? Church on church crime. Church don't kill my vibe is what we're dealing with in this theme. So in this series. And so God brought me back to verse number 1. Let me tell you, the word parable is taken from the Greek word parabole, meaning literally a throw aside, a throw alongside. A parable is a comparison from daily life thrown in to illustrate. Somebody say illustrate. Something abstract. It's a simple story used to illustrate a moral or a spiritual lesson, to teach a great truth, or to challenge the hearers to change their behavior. So Jesus begins to tell three parables, which is amazing, Pastor. I got to park real quick right there. Which is amazing for the people that have issue with pastors and preachers and teachers that use illustrative sermons. They say it don't take all that. Jesus, just preach the word. Jesus told parables, stories, creative stories, illustrative stories to get his point across. I just had to make that point real quick. So my question to you is, let me raise this question very quickly. Can you see yourself through child number one? Have we ever been in a place where we felt like, God, I deserve this now? We serve a God that's so wise and strategic that he knows exactly when we need what we need. But how many times have we gone to him and said, I've been in an apartment too long, it's time for me to have a house? We feel like we deserve those things, and we feel like we deserve them right now. So we get into a place a lot of times where we try to place a demand on God to bless me with what I need right now, and God sometimes grants our requests. The Father grants the requests of child number one. And can I tell you what happens? To bring me to point one. We're at point one. Point one. So child number one, the youngest son, he asked for his money. He asked for it right now. The Father grants him his money. And so child number one, son number one, he chooses farther over the Father. But wait, there's more. There was an older son. There was an older son. The Bible says in verse 25, all this time, his older son was out in the field. And when the day's work was done, he came in, and as he approached the house, he heard the music and dancing and calling over one of the houseboys. I love that. They said houseboys and not homeboys. They said, calling over one of the houseboys, he asked, what's going on here? Houseboy says to him, your brother came home. Your father has ordered a feast, barbecued beef, because he has him home safe and sound. The older brother stomped off in an angry sulk and refused to join in. His father came out and tried to talk to him, but he wouldn't listen. Can I tell you what I think the older brother was feeling? Brings me to point two. The older brother feels that his faithfulness has been forgotten. You got the younger child who chose farther over the father. You got the older child who feels like his faithfulness has been forgotten. I'll tell you, it's right there in the word. The son said, look how many years I have stayed here serving you. If I decided to consider this as a church don't kill my vibe moment, I could say that the older brother is exhibiting behaviors like we see in the body of Christ. I could say that the older brother got a case of the lils. He got a case of the lils. You know what the case of the lils are, don't you? You know what the lils are, right? I see your little car. That's what they do, right? And so if I look at it from that perspective, church don't kill my vibe. You ask yourself the question: Is the older brother hating? That's one way. Here's another way. You've been praying, it's me standing in the need of prayer. You've been praying, even me, let some drops now fall on me. But it seems like no matter how faithful I've been, all the years I've been working, I've been in church, I've been studying, I've been going to Bible study, I've been reading the word, I've been paying my tithes, I've been showing up to church. Every time the doors open, every time the doors unlock, I pray for the sick. I never talk about anybody. I'm never doing wrong. Other folk, and then here we are, Father, you bless them. Family members want to tell you what you're doing wrong. what you can do better. I wouldn't do it that way if I was you. That ain't what they want. That ain't what he want. That ain't what she want. I got good news for you. Verse 31 gives us our good news. It brings me to point 3, and I'm done. We are all the Father's favorites. We have the Father who is saying, son, you don't understand. I understand you've been here. I understand you've been faithful. I understand you've been found working while your brother was far off, spending his money and getting rid of all his money. I understand you've been here. But understand this, while you've been here, what you cannot not admit is that you have had access. He said, anything you need, you have access to. What's mine is yours. But I cannot ignore the fact that your brother is still my son. It's still my child. He went farther. You stayed here. But I love both of you. You're both my favorite. I look out for both of you because I meet you where you are. Church, don't kill the vibe of other folks. When they run out, when they leave, when they go around and they do things that might not be to your liking, when they don't do things that you approve of, you don't get to throw them away. Just because you've been in church, just because you've been praying, just because you've been shouting, you don't get to throw somebody away. You don't get to tell somebody that they're going to hell because they don't do it the way you do it. That there's a dying world trying to find their way back to the Father. That's it. That's all. We serve a Father who loves us. Despite of our decisions, despite of our choices, despite the things that we've done that were not like him, don't kill nobody else's vibe, because the same grace that they needed is the same grace that we needed. But thank God for grace. Thank God for keeping power, loving power, sustaining power, saving power, saving power, redeeming power. Somebody ought to give God praise.
Uncle Greg had that type of sermon that had the perfect amount of preach, teach, relatability, humor, and all of that thrown into like 30 to 50 minutes. It was perfect. So after Uncle Greg preached, it was announced that he would be receiving his ministerial license. And Pastor Smith completely shocked him. I don't think he knew that announcement was going to be made. And he started crying. I started crying. I was crying way before that though, but that just excites me so much. I am literally so happy.
For 17 years, I've been here 20 years. For 17 of those years, he's been a stalwart leader. Yeah. 10 plus years ago, God showed me this day, and it's been working on him for longer than that. Finally, he has consented.
I would like to make a motion that Greg Kirkland, Jr. be licensed as the minister of the gospel by the Greater Travelers Rest House of Hope Atlanta, be a preacher in the Church of Jesus Christ.
Brothers and sisters, it's been motioned by Chairman of Deacons, Deacon AleXZavesa, that we would officially license Brother Greg as a preacher. Brother Greg A. Kirkland Jr. is now officially Minister Greg A. Kirkland Jr. as authorized by the Greater Travelers Rest Baptist Church, the House of Hope Atlanta. Come on, give God praise for the man of God. And we will be officially given him his license to ministry, and we'll make that presentation to you at a later time. I love you. You blessed us, man. You blessed us. So proud of you. Come on, y'all give him a hand. Y'all give him a hand. Y'all give him a hand. To God be the glory. Come on, clap your hands and give God.
My heart is filled with so much excitement and gratitude for this next chapter for Uncle Greg, for House of Hope. Like, I love being a part of House of Hope. Like, seriously, it's one of my favorite things about life as a whole. Wrapping up this busy week with you guys. Thank you so much for coming along this busy week, but it's been a great one. Just like the last weekend recap, this week flew. But I love y'all, and I will see you for 4th of July.